Gonna share my screen. And those who already know how to create an application in Salesforce, please do let me know if you have any doubts in there, okay? Just confirm once you see my screen. Do you see Salesforce or do you see a desktop?
Salesforce.
You see Salesforce. Okay, perfect. All right, so I believe all of you are in the classic environment of Salesforce, not into the Lightning. Even though you are into Lightning, how to switch into the classic? It is on the top right corner. There is a snowman if you're into a Lightning. I'm talking about the Lightning people. There's a small snowman on top right corner. Just a second, you will see it in a few minutes. Okay. So this guy on top right corner, just click on it and there's an option called switch to Salesforce Classic. Okay. So you just have to click on this and it will take you to the classic environment of the Salesforce. Now in this environment, how to create an application. I hope you all know about these things which we discussed earlier in the first class. Ravi, did you took a review session of these also, like the page?
Murli took it actually. Sorry,
Sorry,
not me.
I'm sorry, not you, Murli.
Devika, I think I didn't take this.
You didn't took these
Yes,
two.
yes, yes. I didn't get that much time.
Okay. All right. So guys, I'll take you to this part also. Let me start with this part quickly, not in a very detail, but quickly. I believe all of you must received a detailed session, the recording of the session, and you can start listening to that recording, and then you can catch up from there. Okay. So on the left hand side, we have this Salesforce logo. This logo we always be able to edit and alter. I mean, we can have our own company logo instead of a Salesforce logo. So this is a very flexible section. You can have any type of logo in there. There's no restriction, which we will learn how to upload a logo in our app creation. Okay. When we create an application, we will upload the logo as well. Then we have this global search. This global search is a place from where you search the database in the system. So this is basically the record search place. Okay, we call this as a standard name global search. Do not call it anything else. There are multiple searches in the Salesforce. So please mention this search as global search only. Okay. Then on the right hand side, we get switch to lightning experience. So it's simple. It's straightforward that you click on this and you'll be on the lightning environment. And then under your name, you get some profile settings and other options available that we can discuss once again. By clicking on profile, you can edit your profile, entire profile details like your name, phone number, and all those things. And under my settings, you have option to make certain changes in the system. Okay, being not a super admin user, so being the standard user also, you can have some rights to change in the settings. Then setup is the place from where you do all the admin and development things. So this is the place where the technical person work, not the person who make the sale or who work on the database. They don't work on this place. It's technical person who work on this place. Okay, everything is driven from this particular section. Setup is everything is driven from here. Help, in normal paid accounts, you will see it's help and training. So this section helps you out in raising a case to Salesforce support team, or if you are looking for some articles, some help articles related to particular topic, you can go to this section and you can take your help from there. Okay, so that's help and training. Generally, we call it help and training only. Help is only for the developer account, not for the rest of the paid accounts. Okay. Then this last one is the app menu. So we will be creating an application where which application will be, that application will be appearing under here. You can see you might not have this recruiting, okay, you might not have this recruiting application. So we will be creating the application from, we will be creating an application and that will appear only in the app menu. No, nowhere else. It will be only in the app menu. Okay. Whatever the application name appears on top and highlighted in blue, that application you are into right now. Okay. Like I'm currently into sales. If I move it to service, things will change for me like this. So that's on the top end. Okay, one more thing. Homepage, home tab. This bar we call a tab menu bar. So home tab is basically a default tab for all the application. Okay. I'm not talking about the custom application. I'm not talking about any other application, the integrated application. I'm talking about all the applications you have in the system or you create in the system that is going to have the home tab. Sorry. Home tab by default, because home tab is nothing but just like a shortcut page for you from where you can do certain things like creating some new records under event or all these objects. So I hope all of you know what are objects, what are tabs, what are applications. So I'm not repeating that part. We can create some certain kind of records for all these objects, and we can add more here as an option. Recent items, you will see all those recent items what we have opened so far in the system. So all those you will see over here. Then recycle bin is like your desktop recycle bin. It works like that, but there's a change that you can only store data for 15 days, not more than that. Okay. So whatever you delete on the system, it comes up here and you can undelete it for next 15 days of deletion. Okay. So whatever you want to undelete, you can come here and undelete from here. After that, you have this section that is what we call feeding section. So feed section means whatever the updates, whatever the messages you are getting through your company mates, you will be seeing all those messages over here. So where they post these messages, they post these messages on either on the database, on the record, like under account, there's one particular record where they post this update, where they mention you, or they directly message you on the chatter part of the Salesforce. Okay, so all those feeds you will see over here. Like you use Facebook, you have a post file. You can do these things in Facebook also. You can mention anybody and send messages or post on their wall directly. So same thing, you do it over here. Okay. Next is calendar. Calendar helps you in scheduling your events, and calendar helps you to keep a track of what you have to do for next 7 days or for a month. Like calendar, new event. New event means what is event? Event means you are scheduling a meeting with people outside your company or within the company itself. It could be anybody, but there's the involvement of another person also. Apart from you, there's an involvement. There's gonna be a meeting happen. Okay, they're gonna join that meeting. Like we do Zoom link sharing, same thing here. The calendar event. Now, my task. My task means you will be scheduling this task as a reminder for yourself that, hey, I have to email this particular client on that day. They asked for this particular thing on so and so date. So you schedule these reminders for yourself so that you don't forget the job you're doing, or you don't forget the things you have pipelined. Okay, so you can advance plan your things like for week, for month, for year. You can advance plan things, and you can schedule your reminder accordingly. You will get the reminder on the day when you have planned it. Okay, items to approve, it is related to the approval process, means it's an automation thing that you get some approval. You need to give approval to somebody, so that will come up here. We will learn more about this items to approve once we are into the automation section part of the Salesforce. I hope it was short, but it was clear, a bit pretty good idea what how Salesforce and what all these top icons and on left home page. We will discuss more things gradually and slowly, but for now, I have told you a basic idea about Salesforce. Okay. Now let's start with how to create an application. Let's go to the setup. Now, as I told you earlier also that we'll be doing setup, we'll be doing everything under the setup. So please make sure you remember this word and you know where to find it, okay? Sometimes setup is outside, right side on your name. Sometimes it happens that in some of the some of the accounts, you get set up inside your name. Okay, so don't get confused that you, even if you have admin profile but you do not have access to setup, you get access to setup also inside your name. Okay, now what we are gonna do, we're gonna create an application. So whatever we are gonna create, what, because we have a lot of things here by the name of app. When I entered app, we got a lot of things: manage apps, data management, Google Apps, create, workflow, and approval. How do I know that it is going to be the apps? Initially, it is really difficult that I remember that where it needs, where we going to find it out. So we apply this logic that what we going to do with the application right now. Are we going to manage any application which is connected to my system? Or we going to do some data management, means some records management in there? Is it a Google application which we are integrating? Or is it related to some automation? Workflow and approvals are all are your automation. So are a part of your automation. So are we going to do some automation, or we going to create a brand new application for our system? So currently we are creating a brand new application for our system. It means, it doesn't mean that we are going to do some kind of hardcore language or some coding in there. We're just going to simply do few steps and our application will be created. What is the purpose of creating an application? The purpose of creating an application is that we do not ask people, I mean, there are companies, those who do not want their people to see something different. They want their people to feel like this is owned by their company. So what company does, they get one application created by the name of their own company or the department they are or the department it needs to go, and they put their logo on top. Where do you see this Salesforce logo? There they keep their own company logo, and that makes their page look like their own company's self-developed page. Okay. Second purpose of creating this application, the restriction means, let's suppose I do not want to open up my entire system to somebody. I just want few users to see only one particular objects, I mean few particular objects and the data in there. So in that case, we also limitizing them in order to visit other objects in system by creating an application and giving only that application access to the user. Okay, this is also the another point. Now, this is a good for the security and safety point of view into the system so that people don't look into the different things. We have a message. We are not going to give any URL to the application. So the question is from Raja is, where can we give URL of the application, whether we will give or system itself gives it. We are not going to give any URL of application. It is a simple few step thing that we are creating just one page for our own company. But in Salesforce, we call it as an application. Okay. So it is nothing like you are developing the app, you are doing all the hard coded things and those things. It is like simple one page we are creating just to make sure that people don't see something else when we do not want them to see. Okay. It's really, really simple. So this is basically the page from where you gonna create an application. An app is a group of tabs that work as a unit of provide functionality. User can switch between apps using the app drop-down menu at the top right corner of every page. Okay, so this line is really, really important for you to keep it in your mind, that an app is a group of tabs that work as a unit to provide functionality. Okay, so you might get this question that what is an application, what is the apps in Salesforce. So you also get the MCQs, and in that case you have to remember that what exactly the answer is for the app. What are apps? Okay, now you see few things here under the apps section. This is a section: action, app label, console, custom, direction, description. So action is something what you can do with the application. So these app labels means these are the applications, whether they are custom or not, and their description. So we generally don't put description when it is a custom application, but it's not a good habit. We have to put the application, I mean the description of the application. Why? Because if you leave the organization and there's another person who's joining the company, I know we don't leave the organization when we are not, I mean, we don't leave the organization like this. We hand over everything in the system, but still a person is who's joining don't have that much time to look into the entire documents. So in that case, if they go into the system and they want to identify that why this application or this particular thing being created, so they can always identify from the description or help text. So here you don't get help one, so you have description page from where they can know that why this application has been created, whether this has been used or not. Okay, so that's why we always enter description, but when we are practicing we tend to leave that. Okay, now you have to do, if you want to reorder the application, you can do by clicking on the reorder. So means what the order which you see over here, you can reorder that part, and you can always have sales, like I'll do sales on top. That's it. Now, once I refresh this page, it will be sales on top. Let's start. Let's do new. So we're gonna create custom application. We do not create console application. I'll tell you how to create console application later on, but we mostly create custom application. Console application is basically the what do we say? Is a compact view. So that is the reason why we do not create generally console application. We create the custom application. Now let's label this application. I'll name it. So PowerSide is one of the company I work for, but I'm using that name so that we can do the separation. Then I missed that part that I didn't enter the description, which we should do it. So I just enter something like this. I'm not entering more in here. Now this is the place from where we change our company logo. We can always change this logo anytime in future also. If we do not have logo right now, we can always change the logo. Otherwise, how we can do? So there are few steps to change the logo. First, we go for this plus menu. We call this tab menu. Okay, that is a tab menu bar. I mean, it's tab bar. The top one, this lighter blue one, where you have this plus sign. This is a tab bar, and this is called we call app menu. Okay, tab menu. Sorry, not app menu, tab menu. Now we're gonna check this document. So document is the place where we have to first upload the logo, and then only we can use that logo into the application. Okay, there's no other place you can have logo inserted into an application. So if you want to have your own company logo over here or any logo over here, you have to first upload the logo under document section, and then only you have to get the logo over here. So if you are uploading a logo under document section, you have to first click on new. Either the logo is already there. If the logo is already there, then you are not going to upload. But if it is not there, then you're going to upload. Then you give the name of the logo like this I've given. I'm just showing you what you exactly need to do. People miss these two checkboxes. Then you have to make your image, your document available externally so that you can access it here. If you do not make it externally available and you make it indicate document as internal, in that case, you would not be able to see the document when you click on insert image. Okay, so it is a must that you externally available image. You select this checkbox and then save the document. Okay, please guys, please make sure if you want something to be available externally, means that you want to use it as an image into the system, or you want to upload something into the system. In that case, you have to make sure that you make it externally available. Otherwise, if you select indicate document as internal, in that case you would not see it when it is a time to upload anywhere else in the system. You can see it always once you go to the document, and then you can always see that particular document which you have uploaded as internal, but not outside that. Okay, I already have logo in place, so I'm just gonna use that one. Insert an image, logo. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm gonna use that one. Next, now if you see, this home tab is a default tab. Okay, we cannot remove this. If I try to remove, I get the message the home tab cannot be removed and must be the first tab. Okay, so this is something which we cannot remove, but I can do one thing. I can add few more tabs from left to right. Okay, like I want to add accounts, I want to add chatter, cases, group, no, contacts. I can rearrange them, like this is how I want to see it. So I can do that. I can add opportunities. And now what I can do here is whenever I go to this application which I just created, I want accounts to be the landing page. And then I can click on next. These are the profiles in Salesforce. currently I'm seeing too many profiles over here because it's a developer account, but when you get into the paid one, if your company are not using too many profiles under the paid one, so in that case you'll see like limited 6-7 profiles. That's it. Profiles are something which helps you in doing the job into the Salesforce. Okay, so if you have correct profile, like I have system admin profile right now, so I can do all the administrative tasks. But if somebody have only uh, standard profile, like a limited profile, that person have limited access in the system. Okay, now I'm gonna make it visible to all right now, but it is recommended that you can only make it visible. System admin is a must, and then you can make it visible to few other profiles. Okay, so it's recommended actually. This is how we do in general terms. Either you can do visible to all, means anybody can view this application. There's no this particular application, there's no problem. But if you do not let them view this application, they won't be able to see. Okay, this is basically the kind of a restriction we are putting on the application. So now I'll go to next, save. Perfect. So we have our Power Side application created. Now I'll switch to Power Side. So if you see what I did change my landing page on this application. I asked system to use accounts instead of the home. So accounts is my landing page on the Power Side application. And my logo also changed. Any doubts, guys? Any question, anything you want to ask?
For example, if I forgot to upload my image, how to upload the image again?
Yeah. So uploading means where you forgot to upload the image on while creating an application, or is it into a document?
No, while creating the application.
Yeah. So we go to setup, then we go to apps again. The place from where you created the application, you just go to that place, like the apps under create, go to the Power Side application. This is the place from where you edit and insert the image.
Okay.
Okay. One image is a must on top. It cannot be blank. So either your own personal image or the Salesforce logo. Okay.
Got you.
Whatever the settings you have done earlier, those settings can be changed from here also.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, one question. You just added the document tab, right? But we don't see the document tab here in this app.
Where?
Is it supposed to be document tab appear here under Power Side app or not?
No, no.
No? Okay.
It is not supposed to be do that. I told you that document is the place from where you just have to upload the image first, and then you can only use it anywhere else in the system. Okay, so this document is under the plus sign and the tab menu. This is the tab menu. You will see the document object over here. It is not mandatory to have it on the page itself, on the bar itself. It is not mandatory.
Can you once again show that how you uploaded that image in the documents?
So this is how we did it. We just select the image, choose an image from your desktop, any image from your desktop, and then just upload it. I don't have any such image, but there's a limitation of size of the image. So image, do we have pictures? I have personal ones, documents. I don't have such image right now. Jira image. I believe this is going to work for you. So I did upload, save. That's how it has been uploaded. Okay. So it's a 52 KB image. I have made it internally use, and if I want to edit the properties, I can always edit this, but I cannot re-upload the image. It has already been uploaded. Okay, so this is the image. You can see the image below. Why it was not available before? Because I made it internally used. So that is the reason why I'm not seeing the preview of the image. But now I made it externally available. So I know now I can see the preview of the image. Okay. And I can use the same image, but there is a limitation of the size. So if you go here,
It's a 20 KB actually.
yeah, it's 2 KB to 20 KB. So the image I have uploaded here, it's 52 KB. It is not going to work for me. I have to make sure the size is correct. Okay. That is why I used my old logo. That is of some 8-9 KB. Okay. But please make sure whenever you upload the image, and if it is going to be on the purpose of the top left corner, like a page application image, in that case, you have to make sure it is between 2 to 20 KB. Okay. Any doubts, guys? Any question? No, nothing? Perfect. So we are done with the application creation. Those who have already know it, it's a refresher for them. Those who don't, then it's good that they now know it. Now let's cover the object creation. Why I'm covering object creation? Because Muli already did it for the few of the people in the last session. So I'm doing it for now for all of you. The other purpose is I told you that there's a flow in the system, that how the data flows in the Salesforce. So the first is application, which we already learned that how to create an application in Salesforce. It could be existing, it could be new. So anything. Second is object. So if we have an object, then we need to have a tab. So if we are creating some system, I have done all the backend coding, but I have not created a button to click on. So how that is going to work for me? So I'm creating an object where I know I can store the database, but if I do not have that tab, that button to click on, how I am going to get into that particular place and store my data. So first we create an object, and it is mandatory to create a tab app also. Without tab, this object is not going to visible anywhere. Then we create fields. Once we create fields, we are ready to store the data into that particular object. And then we go for the records. So we store the records once we have fields ready. Okay, so application, object, tabs, fields, records. So these are the 5 things which helps you in revolving your database into the system. Okay, I'll go to objects. Currently I have one custom object created. So what I did, I typed in here object. I'm typing in here object, and when I typed in object, I also got few other options, but how I'm gonna get to know that what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna create an object, a new object I'm gonna create. So I click on this create and then object. Custom objects are database table that allows you to store data specific to your organization in Salesforce. You can use custom object to extend Salesforce functionality or to build new application functionality. Once you have created a custom object, you can create a custom tab, custom related list, means you can do other multiple things once you have the object created. Okay, but if you do not have object created, you cannot do rest of the things which is mentioned over here. Guys, again, I'm going to say this, please read these 2-liners or 3-liners from top. This is going to help you out a lot when you initially start working on the projects. Because if you are working on a project and you don't know where to go, this is going to guide you. Okay, you cannot search everything on Google. You have something to do quickly also. So this is the place from where you get your guidance. Okay, if you have your concepts clear, because that's something which is really, really important. You need to have your concepts first clear, and then only you can get the guidance from here. Now, what we're gonna do? We're gonna create the new custom object. Schema builder button is basically your builder where you identify that what kind of look or what kind of data you want to see under this under the objects you have available. We will learn schema builder, but after some time, because we do not have multiple objects in here. So I did new custom object, create new object. Now, first you have to mention your position. I already created appointment, right? So I'm gonna create this position. Then this is gonna be the positions. Appointments I already created. So I'm creating position and positions. So plural name is always gonna be the plural name, and then the label is gonna be the singular name. Okay. Start with vowel sound. You really don't have to change anything. I mean, you really don't have to do this. The object name is used when referencing the object via the API. It is gonna be the position. So that's the object name gonna be used. What is this API and everything we will discuss later on. Position, this is to store. Description, this is to store the open position in company. I'm just giving a short description that helps me to have people know that, okay, this object is being created in order to store all the open positions in the company. Open the standard Salesforce help and training window means if you are okay, you can have the standard help and training window on top for this object also. Or if I want something which is I have created as a Visual Force page, that I can use it over here. That's up to me. That's up to the organization. Now enter record name, label, and format. This is the place from where when we create any object, it is mandatory for us to create at least minimum one field. Minimum one field of any type means kind of data I want to store into that field, I need to select that. Okay. Now, what type of fields I can create? I can create two fields, two type of fields. One is text. Text means you can enter anything in there. And the another one is the auto number. Auto number means the numbers we're gonna give the format beforehand, and system gonna pick that format and give number to the records after that one by one. Like first record is gonna be number 1, second is gonna be number 2, third is gonna be number 3, kind of. Okay. So we have two options here. I'm gonna show you the auto number one because text one you already get to know. The field name, the field name is gonna be record name means the field name, the kind of field we're gonna place in there. Position number. So I'm saying it's a position number 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna get that. Okay. I'm gonna create one more thing, P, so that I get to know it's a position database, and then curly bracket. I'm gonna give the format like 0, 0, 0, and then curly bracket close. Example is already given here. Follow this example. It's a 0, 0, 0. I'm not gonna change this format. You can put less or more number of zeros. It's up to you, but that number is gonna display on your record as soon as you save the record. Okay. Starting number. Here we're gonna give the starting number 001. So I'm not gonna give the entire format below. It's a only 3-digit 0 here. So I'm gonna give 3-digit 0 over here too. Okay. 001 is my starting number. So whenever I create the first record, that is gonna indicate 001 on there. Okay. Now When it says optional features, that doesn't mean these actually are optionals. I don't say that these optionals are not mandatory. I would say that these optionals are also mandatory and really, really required for us to do these things on any particular object. Okay. Allow reporting means I can generate report on this object. If I do not allow reporting, that means on this object I cannot do any Excel reporting anything into the system. I cannot see that what is the graph of this position object. I cannot see those things. Allow activities, whatever the activities I have done on this on under this object, I won't be able to record those things. So that's the reason why I'm allowing activities. Track field history. Like I have made any changes to the field, any particular field. In that case, we should be able to track that history. Okay. Allow in chatter group. Chatter is nothing but the Salesforce, like a Facebook instant messenger. That's same thing kind of chatter groups. Okay. Now object classification means what object can all do. So we can share the record based under this object. We can share these records. Don't worry guys, all these things are gonna come up later on in the as we progress. So don't get confused that okay, what are activities, how we allow them, how we see that. We're gonna look into it. Okay, slowly and gradually. Allow sharing, we can allow people to share the records from this object to another user who do not have rights to see the records, but still we can share the records. Bulk API access. You can do bulk upload into the system under this object. If I deny this, we won't be able to do a database bulk upload from Excel to the Salesforce. Okay, allow streaming API access, so it's also related to the API. We're gonna go discuss all these things gradually, so please be patient. Development status. If it is in development, that means nobody else can see this object apart from the admins. But if it is deployed, that means everybody else can see this object, including the admins. Okay. When this settings is enabled, the search status means I can search the records which is in there. Whatever the records I'm going to create, if I allow this search using this global search, the top search, I can still find out all the records under the position object. Object creation option, add notes and attachments. Yes, we should add this because if we are not adding it, people cannot attach any of the file or add notes to the record. Launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object. So as soon as I save this one, I'll be on the tab page. So if you see, now we are under the tab page, new custom object tab. Okay, earlier we were in the new custom object. Now we are under the tab page. Which object we are pending with? We can always see these objects, all the objects, those are pending with the tab creation. We can always see the list of the objects over here. Tab style, I can use my own, I can have my own tab style created, or I can use any of the existing one. Splash page link, this is basically related to the development, and that's it. Next, who all needs to view this tab? So if you say default off and then you apply to some of the profile like default on, default on, default on, default on, default on. So this means rest of the people cannot see this these tabs, but the people to whom I have allowed default on, they can see it. How I did it in a bulk, I first went to this apply one tab visibility. I made it default off. Then I apply a different tab visibility to for each profile. Then I made it selected one on. Next, These are the application where you want all these tabs to be shown up. So I'm going to select only the power side because this tab is related to the power side application, not to anything else. Save. As soon as save, I'm on the page where I get the position application. Okay. The position application has been created. I got first of my field created, that is the position number. These three, the one which you see over here, created by last modified by owner, this is the mandatory field, comes up automatically by the system, by Salesforce. We don't create these three. Okay. We only created this position number, nothing else. All these top three gonna be by default in the system as soon as you create any object. Okay. So it's nothing, just the system generated fields. This one, what we created. Now we created this field type as auto number. So as soon as I go to the position object, I'm gonna click on new. I'm not gonna see any field over here. Why? Because this is that is the auto number field. So that is the reason why we created auto number, that people cannot alter it. Now this is the sequence. I save the record. If you see, there is a P001 position number automatically populated. Nothing changed, nothing touched, nothing entered. If you try to enter the data in there, you won't be able to. Okay. Now, one more thing. As I selected only power side application to be a part of, I mean this position object to be a part of power side application. If I go to sales, do you see position over there? No. If I go to community, I'm not going to see it anyways. Market services, I don't see it here too. Recruiting, I don't see here too. Appointment was a part of the recruiting application, so I see it here, appointment. And under the power side, I don't see that appointment one. So I can only see the position. Any questions, guys? Any doubt? Anything you want to ask? No? Murli, have you given any homework earlier?
No, Devika, I didn't give any homework.
And
If,
Devika, I just want to mention that we should mention that we're given the workbook. They should read from chapter 1 to 4 actually.
Okay, so you have already shared the workbook?
Yeah, we shared the workbook. Again, I want to reiterate that we are given the workbook, and in case for the newcomers, I will share the workbook, and like I just want to give it to them again actually. Okay.
Sure. Just share
Yeah.
the workbook once again. And guys, please start reading the first chapter and the fourth chapter, not second and third yet. First chapter and the fourth chapter. Do practice the fourth chapter. The fourth chapter is going to be all around the application creation and the object creation. I do not want you to go too far. Just start with what I'm telling you. Okay. Please do not take help from the book. It is for your guidance, like they ask you to create an application, so don't take these steps from there. Just create the application with your own expertise. Okay. Yeah. Any question?
so is that the first.com material you shared? Is that the one?
Yeah, again, I'm just put it today in the it was there in the WhatsApp group. There is a problem with the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group, it doesn't have a history. In the Telegram, advantage is that it has the history actually. In the WhatsApp, you have to kind of recopy the history actually.
Why don't you create a group, Google group, and share it over
Yeah,
there?
Google group, we have it, but that's the reason I ask people to go to Telegram. Telegram has the automatic this one actually. Okay, 1 second. Okay,
So
that is the reason. Huh?
We are there in the Telegram, but we are not getting any updates there from that group.
Okay,
That's
one second. I'll just put it in the Telegram one more time. Okay.
Okay, so you'll get it. Those who do not have it right now, you will get it for sure. That workbook is gonna be your one of the way of learning. And I'm gonna give you a few questions over here today. Just a second.
Because all the recruiting app, what she's mentioning is there, is in the workbook actually.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Second point. Create custom. Create 3 custom objects based upon your application. So guys, one thing here, I do not want you to follow the book exactly. I want everybody to do this job on their own. I do not want recruiting application from all of you. Okay. I want one application name which you think of about your company. If you want to start your own business, create an application from your own side. Make sure that you create an application first by using your own thinking on thoughts on it, then create 3 objects based upon that application. Okay, so like I created the power side application, so I can have 3 objects related to power and 3 objects related to the electricity we supply and all the instruments we supply, so all those things. So that is the kind of objects I'm looking for from all of you, and I need a document that the kind of object you're gonna create. Okay. Uh, Ravi, it's a request. Please create the Google group so that they can upload the documents
Yeah,
over
we have the
here.
Google group. I need the emails of certain people like Irfan and
So please do ask them for the email. Guys, please
yeah.
provide your email address to Ravi so that he can add you to the Google group. Now I need the object from your side, 3 objects mandatory from one of you. So if you can think of more, that's a good thing, but 3 is minimum requirement. Then you need to, once you create all the objects, I want you to customize the tabs and the objects, taking all these tabs in there. You can do changes also into the tab. I want to make sure that you know how to change the tab in the objects. Okay. So this is your homework for today. Please complete this homework. It's a very, very small thing, like an hour job only. Once you sit, you'll be able to complete it in 1 hour. I do not want this to be pending for long. If possible to do it today, please do it today. If not, then we will see it until next week on Thursday. Okay? Because tomorrow we have sessions, so I believe people not able to complete this today. But tomorrow's homework and today's homework gonna be pending till Thursday. So you get time till Thursday. Okay? So this is the homework. I'm gonna share this homework into the chat also so that you have it. Yes, this is the homework due tomorrow. Brandon, this is the homework for tomorrow, but if you can not do it by tomorrow, because I know it's a holiday weekend, so you all must be busy. So I'm giving you time till Thursday. But tomorrow's homework is gonna be add on for this. Okay? All right. All right,
Okay.
guys. Yeah.
I have a question before you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So the changes we made on the classic environment,
Mhm.
does it propagate to the Lightning too?
Yes, I'm gonna show you. But there are a few things more we have to do it in the Lightning. So let's go to the Lightning.
Yeah, the reason for asking, I created a app, the objects and everything. I do see on the classic side, but not on the lightning side.
So if you see on the top right corner, do you see the object in here?
Yeah. Let me go
Position
to-
object.
No, I don't see that here.
Don't you
on-
see? Don't
I
you see
see
on my
on-
screen?
No, I do see on your screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the position object. Now I'm gonna look for the application. So I need to see if the application is available for me. Okay, application is not yet available for me.
Yeah, same thing.
Actually, we need to upgrade the application into Lightning environment.
Yes, that's right.
If you go to apps, then you'll be getting an option. So you can upgrade the application to the Lightning environment.
Okay, where do I get the option? Because I see the apps.
Wait a minute, I'm just gonna show you, okay? You go to setup. So in the Lightning, first of all, I would say that, okay, you are going into Lightning, that's a good point because Lightning is something which we're gonna learn the most. And that's something, so, but I'm not make you familiar with the Lightning environment yet. There's a gear sign, which is a setup sign. You go to setup in the Lightning, then you go to apps. My application is here. It's currently it is only for the classic. Upgrade, there's an option called upgrade. Power side lightning. So now the name is going to change for lightning. It is power side lightning. Upgrade. Now you can see there is a two application, power side, that is for the classic, power side lightning, that is for the lightning. Now if I go, yeah. So we have to first upgrade our application to power side lightning whenever we create any application under the classic environment. And same goes for the classic.
That's okay. Yeah, I see
Okay.
that on my, okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
now you just go back to 9 dots, view all, either view all, or you just mention it over here, power side. So you will get the option power side lightning. Okay. And now you can see the entire application over here.
Sure.
The objects you see under the classic, all the objects are here.
Okay.
Good.
Excellent. Thank you.
Perfect. So guys, it's a good thing that you guys are practicing on Lightning environment too, alongside with the classic one. And yes, you will get some problems in the Lightning. What do you see in the classic? So do ask your questions. Okay.
So Rajshekhar, you added it. Okay.
Okay. So now, any more questions, guys? Please do not use. Just take an help from the book that okay how to create an application and all those things, but I do not want each one of you to create that simple recruiting application. That is a side application which you'll be creating, but apart from that I want you to create your own application by thinking about your thoughts and kind of business you want to do and the 3 minimum objects required for that application, custom objects I'm talking about, and the tabs I want to see under those 3 objects. Okay. Please make sure you practice hard. You don't take help much because if I ask you a question, if I ask you to do it on the call, I do not want to hear that, okay, I forgot. I don't know how I did it. Because that means you took a simple help from the book and now you don't know anything. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Next Sunday, there are going to be small test, kind of like a small questionnaire, which I'm going to ask from everyone. Why? Because we started the training properly now. Now things are on its pace, and I want to see that how people are doing with what we have taught so far. Okay. So next Sunday, I'm giving you a week time to prepare, and the classes I'm going to take tomorrow on Thursday and Saturday, that is also going to be part of it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice
Thank you,
day.
guys.
Have a
Thank you,
great
guys.
day.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.